Today I want to tell you a little bit about our ClashFlow tool, what it is and what it looks like. Let's start with the starter page. It's the server settings. Here you can add or delete the Revit server, add local folders to allow for the stream export of cache files from the Revit server or from your local folders. Let's move on to the unloading settings. Here, in the unloading settings, you can specify in more detail the export properties of the cache files. For example, for R, set the festive coefficient higher, for kg files lower. You can also make a default conform. Then you can go to the task manager and select your export settings for each NVF file. For example, start the production of calendar reports on Monday and Tuesday. You can also run the rules now if you need to start producing reports before the date of issue, for example. So you can do it manually. Once you've adjusted the tasks, you can go to the model manager and see what NVFs you have here. You can also create folders here, create an NVF file. When you create an NVF file, you create an NVF of all the caches that you put into this folder. Cache files are automatically unloaded from Revit server. Also from the extra functions, you can open a conflict over this NVF. So you press and you get the next result. Your NVF file has a full report. And this whole web-based system is needed to make the designer conveniently enter his model. And he could just push the button and get the conflict report to his file. It looks like this. Here we have every action recorder progress, history. See also comments that can be added as necessary. It is also possible to group in the table. So if we want to, we can look at conflicts at any of the levels. Also conveniently, if we see that we have a conflict, we can just focus on her with a double click. We've got a conflict view coming up. Here we can go to Tool tier. See our conflict in more detail. In Settings, we can set up the columns necessary for the display. We can sort of switch places and set the table to ourselves. All settings are saved. And thank you so much for your attention. We'll welcome your feedback.